Hi, my name is Dorothee. I'm a social worker. I have a master's degree in social work, and I also have a postgraduate diploma in couple and family therapy. I work in the community health center as a social worker and a psychotherapist. I came to SCHC to participate in starting up the hospice program. At that time, there was no hospice program, so I was instrumental in developing the program and making the program known in the community. We're going out, doing presentations and just marketing the program until fast forward today is now quite a big program. I think my biggest challenge is when I'm working with clients where I can see that I'm not able to help them. It leaves me feeling helpless and feeling worried and thinking about it even when I go home. I think it is really a challenge when we are working with the population of people who are really struggling, are marginalized and struggling, especially with poverty. In the clinic, when we identified this problem, where we're having patients coming in and some of them have not eaten for maybe 2 days and they're not able to go through the intake assessment, a basic intake assessment, we put our heads together and we decided that we're going to collect items from each staff member. So we have a box in our kitchen. So every day, every Wednesday, when we have our huddle, each person is expected to bring in some non-perishable foods. We have this box, so now when clients come in, we're able to give them food. We also, collect money among each other, and we give our clients gift cards where they can go and buy some groceries for their children. This is just a small initiative that we decided to do in the clinic as a way to help these families. As I mentioned earlier, that it's really tough when you know that someone is coming in to see you and they're going home and they've spent a number of days without eating, or their children are crying because they haven't eaten in a number of days. I have so many rewarding experiences, but I think I'm going to talk about one that stands out for me. We have a patient in the clinic. She's 25. She was heavily addicted to substances. She would come in the clinic and cause a lot of chaos, screaming, sometimes not showing up for appointments. When I started talking to her, she was really against even speaking with me. Every time she would come, she would be screaming. She would be asking why she has to come and see the social worker. She's fine. And I think one of the times that she has come to see me, I think I was tired of her screaming at me. That day I told her that today is the last time that I'm going to be speaking with you or allowing you to come into my office, and I asked her to leave my office. So she left my office and she went to the front desk and she left. After a week, she came back and she wanted to speak with me at the front desk. I came out of my office and I went to ask her what she needed from me. So she told me that she wanted to apologize for her behavior, the way she had been screaming at me and the way she was just disruptive when she came into the clinic, and that she was interested in doing some counseling with me. We started, our counseling sessions. So she was pregnant. She has other 2 children who had been taken by CAS. So she was worried that they were going to take away this child that she was expecting. So we started our journey of providing counseling support, referring her to programs where she would receive some addiction counseling, specialized addiction counseling. I was working in collaboration with CAS, because when someone uses substances, CAS has to be informed, so that they monitor to make sure that the child, even the child before the child is born, is safe, is kept safe. So what was really satisfying about this story is that she was so committed to keeping this baby, not having CAS take this baby. So she attended all the programs that she was referred to. She came to see me once every week, and when she was feeling that, you know, she was having agents to use, she would call me and would talk over the phone. She had the baby, and I think you know, myself and the nurse practitioner was working with her. I think we spent a week just celebrating that she had the baby. She was clean. She, you know, she continued being clean, and now the baby is now 3 years old, and she even throughout the counseling process, she decided that she wanted to go back to school. She's gone back to school. She got her GED, and now she's at Centennial College. She's studying to become a paralegal. So I think that is the most rewarding story. Every time I speak to her, I smile, I feel so happy, and I just keep checking on her to make sure that she doesn't, you know, fall back and start doing the other destructive stuff that she used to do. I think what surprised me was the diversity of the people that SCHC serves in comparison to where I was coming from. What stands out for me is the poverty, the amount of poverty in Scarborough, and the marginalization. As a woman of color doing this role of social work, I feel like I'm living my life purpose. The reason is because being black, I've experienced violence, I've experienced marginalization, I've experienced, you name it. I've experienced a lot of things that my clients have experienced or are experiencing. So I say that this is my life purpose because I feel that in my role, I'm able to use my own personal experiences to empower the people that I work with. I empower them by listening to their stories and helping them to see the strengths that they have within themselves. Because usually when someone is going through difficult times, they don't see the power that they have as an individual or the strengths that they have. Like I said, most of the people I work with are most of them are immigrants. When you hear their stories from where they're coming from, they're powerful stories, stories that are inspirational. They were even, you know, impacting other people's lives. But when they come here, because the struggles they're going through, they forget that they have strengths. So my role is able to help the clients to tap into those strengths that they used to have even before they came to this country, and providing them some coping skills if they're having problems coping with life difficulties. I've been called the N-word by clients. The minute they see me, they call me the N-word, and I think that it's one of the biggest challenges that I have, because I'm human. When I'm called the N-word, it hurts, even though I've been doing this work for so many years. That's how you realize the impact of racism, how hard it is. It doesn't have anyone who says, because I've experienced, now it hurts me less. It hurts as much as when I started being a social worker. I think that's one of the biggest challenges that I have when I encounter those clients who still hold those, you know, beliefs that black people are less than. So how I deal with the racism, confronting racism from clients. In our training, you know, even as an organization, there's an understanding that the client is always right. I think when I started my career, I used to think that the client is always right, until I realized that, you know, being a black woman, no, the client is not always right. There are times when I have to put a line that people cannot cross, and I think that racism is that one line that I do not allow anyone, whether it's clients or other people, to cross. So when a client comes to me and they tell me that, oh, I didn't know that I'm going to be meeting, and they use the N word, I take a deep breath. Sometimes I get up from my seat and walk, up and down the hallway. I'm telling you this because I want to see you the impact that it has on me as a human being, not as a social worker, but as a human being. After I walk up and down the hallway, I come back, and that is when I let the client know that the language they're using, I don't think I'm the right person who can provide them the support that they're looking for. Even though I have clients who really put me over the edge, there are some who say these really negative things, and then they come to the realization that I'm able to help them cope with whatever difficulties they're going through. I have one client who, the first time I saw her, this client is white, by the way. So this client, the first time she saw me, she started questioning me about my education, my experience. I could see that she was doubting whether I was capable of providing the care that she was looking for. So normally when clients do that, I overlook that because I know that I'm good at my job. I focus on what I'm able to offer them. So I continued, just providing the care that she needed on that particular day. After one session, she was referred to see a psychiatrist at Scarborough Health Network. So after she saw her second appointment with me, she apologized. She told me that, oh, Dorothee, I didn't know that you have so much extensive experience. I met the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist told me that you worked with her, you worked with her for so many years, and she was telling me that you are really good at your job, that she's not worried that I'm the one who's providing care. So she did apologize. She said, I'm so sorry that I really underestimated your capabilities. But when I heard the psychiatrist talking about the work that we used to do in Toronto together with her, it gave me confidence in working with you. So there are some clients who come back and apologize and appreciate the work that I'm doing. We have a project that we partnered with KMH that we've introduced in the clinic. We're going to run workshops on evidence-based therapy. This therapy is called acceptance commitment therapy. We're going to run groups virtually. We're going to be focusing on supporting the caregivers who are taking care of children with neurodevelopmental disabilities. And this is really exciting. It's a first in Scarborough, and not only a first in Scarborough, but I think it's a really new therapy that is really exciting people across the province. I just want to appreciate our CEO, Ginny, for taking up this initiative of anti-Black racism. When I saw the email that she sent out at the beginning of the process, I didn't believe that it would come full circle to where everyone is going to be trained. People are going to learn about what we go through as Black people in this organization. So I think I want to acknowledge and appreciate that the organization is taking transformative steps into changing a culture where Black people are not invisible in the organization. And I just want to say that I'm really excited about these developments, and it's making me look forward to coming to work. And I think that even clients are going to benefit from this, because I think throughout the learning, everyone has learned that sometimes you're racist towards someone, or you are using these macro aggressions, and you don't realize that this is how it's impacting the people you're working with or people you're interacting with. So I think that this initiative is the best thing that has ever happened to SCHC. I came to Canada as a refugee 20 years ago with my 3 children and a single mom. I need to add that. I lived in a shelter, and I think that that experience was the most traumatic experience I've ever had in my life, because I was coming from being a diplomat. I was working for an international organization where I was a diplomat and enjoying all the privileges that diplomats enjoy. And then here I am, I come to Canada and I find myself in a shelter where, you know, I know that they're doing the best that they can to support new people, newcomers who come to the country, but I cannot help to say that the experience was traumatic and horrible, not only for me, but including my children, because they were not used to this kind of lifestyle. That is not the end of my story, because I think that just being in the shelter, it really pushed me to want to pursue my social work degree. I came to this country with my own degree, but obviously during that time they were not acknowledging degrees from outside the country. I was lucky that my degree was evaluated, and I, instead of doing 4 years for my undergraduate degree, I only did 2 years. And then after that I did my Masters of Social Work. I wasn't planning on doing my Masters of Social Work, by the way, but I won a scholarship which paid for all the tuition and the books for me to do my my master's degree. This scholarship was based on the anti-oppression work that I had been doing in the community before I decided to go back to school. So it was an anti-oppressive award that allowed me to do my master's degree at Ryerson. After I did my degree, my master's degree, the rest is a story. Now I'm a social worker and I'm enjoying the work that I do. I also have a postgraduate diploma from...
It's okay, you can take it from, it's fine. No,
Okay.
that was good. Okay, so we'll take it like that.
I also have a postgraduate diploma in couple and marriage counseling from Guelph University. I am also an adjunct professor at the University of Toronto, what means that sometimes they invite me to go and co-facilitate or co-teach some courses. I think for anyone who's watching this, my message to you is that never give up. Don't look at your circumstances and think that that is the end of your story. I think that everyone's story is never ending. You end it when you stop writing your narrative. So I'm going to encourage any young person, immigrants, older people, even when you're older, you can still go back to school. I think that education is an empowerment that no one can ever take away from you, and education will take you away from poverty to living a life that is comfortable. Working in the clinic is really refreshing. It's a refreshing experience because we work. They call it an interdisciplinary team, but I call it a collaborative team. We really work in collaboration. When I'm having those experiences that I've shared, I can always go to anyone, not one specific person. I can go to any one of my team members and we can debrief and they provide me support. So I don't feel alone when I'm in the clinic. I'm so grateful that I work with a team that has my back. whether it's the clients, giving me problems, or I'm going through difficulties myself. They're always there to support me. And when we have a client, we normally sit together as a team and brainstorm and share ideas on how to support the client. So I really am grateful that I work in an environment where when I'm providing support, I don't feel like I'm doing it alone. I feel like I'm doing this work with a team of people who are passionate about helping people. If anyone is looking for counseling support, case management, resources, information, or any question, even if it's a question regarding where do I go to find a lawyer, an immigration lawyer, refugee, our clients, after they've gone through these processes, they provide us with some resources which we share with other clients. We have 3 clinics. One is located at 629 Markham Road, the other one 2660 Eglinton Avenue, and the other one is 520 Ellesmere. So in each location there's one social worker, and it doesn't matter which location you call, you will get the assistance that you need. You can either choose where you want to get your support, or you can call any number that you find on our website, and you will be able to be directed to the right place, or you will be provided with the information that you need.